you're back. Good choice. What do you need?
Always a pleasure to see you.
You're here! Me? No, not at all. I told you, they stole my heirloom. Well, that's absurd. Why would I do that? I've never even spoken to a deserter. You don't know what it's like to live here. It's unbearable. Everyone's poor. The Menhir is failing and the Red Death is creeping closer every day. And Camelot? It'll be even worse. At least I'm somebody here. There, I'd be nothing. And I won't rot in a cell. Over my dead body!
Welcome, you who walk the same path. This mark. No. But I don't understand. I was told to wait. An empty shell. Just as it was said. Why are you doing this to me? Why, when I gave you such a wondrous gift? Sleep. Yes. That will be a good way to die. All that remains is to believe that the final act will bring peace. That I will hear the true word, feel the warmth of the prophet. Go now. Let me think.
Watch another one? We've had enough strangers in Connacht. You lot bring nothing but trouble. Which ones do you want to hear about? The Camelotians who want to take Armenier and rob us of our land? Or the Red Priests knocking on everyone's door and dragging people out into the streets? We already had enough problems without all those prissy arseholes adding to them. Aye, more of them every day. And no just in the village either. I saw a few of the younger ones wandering around outside, looking for trouble. They say they're looking for people sick with the Red Death, but all they do is drag decent people out of their homes and haul them off to all mother knows where. And people still get taken by the plague, so what good are they? Bunch of quacks. The Camelotians are saying our Mynheer is dying. And when it goes out, we'll get snuffed by the weirdness. Vipers, the lot of them. Yvain brought them here a while ago to help with the Coon Act. That's what he told us, anyway. And now? Now they want to take our Mynheer. Pah! Not just the Mynheer. They want to take everything. They're saying all the folks here will have to move. All mother only knows where. My old man won't hear a word of it. And you know what? I don't blame him. We've worked too hard. We've gone through too much to just leave everything behind. I know some do. The two brothers from the neighboring farm, they can't wait to be rid of that place. But it's no wonder, with the life they've had there. Not to sound like an old woman, but I'd say their farm is cursed. You see, there's an old well on their field, right at the very edge. If you go there at night, you can hear something wailing and growling inside. Truth be told, if I were in their shoes, I'd have run for the hills ages ago. Aye, why no? Everyone says me auntie's girl got touched by the weirdness, but she's still here, ain't she? Besides, we know the weirdness. We live with it every day. If it kills me, then so be it. There's no much left for me in this world anyway. Our priestess, or rather, Yvain's priestess, because we haven't seen hide nor hair of her in ages. She took Ailey in, and that ended up being a blessing for us all. She might be a little odd with that eye of hers, but she's a sweet girl. Go talk to her and you'll see. I might be an old woman, but I am no one to gossip. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Makes no difference to me. They could promise me a palace and I still wouldn't leave. This farm belonged to my father, and it belonged to his father before him. When my older brother died, I promised Pa I would nae let this place fall to ruin. I hoped to pass this land on to my children, but, well, they ended up buried in it. It's only fair that I should rest here with them. Ha! Welcome in, you say, when your lot just barges in and takes whatever you please. Like old Norm's woodshed. That got requisitioned by Camelot. They shoved some fancy paper in his face and said, "This is ours now." They say it's all fair because no one got compensated. But what about us, huh? We lent Norm our best axe ages ago, and he left it in that bloody shed. Why? And here I thought you were doing it out of the kindness of your heart. Huh. People these days. Fine. Bring back the axe and I'll pay you. Just stay out of trouble. Pumpkin seeds? Nah. We may not be very picky when it comes to our food, but even we're not that brave. Ask my husband, though. I've told him to toss them all out, but knowing Reese, he's likely just stashed them somewhere. And remember, whatever you eat is your own risk. If you're feeling poorly, don't come running to me.
You need something? Didn't think anyone would stop by. My, what a fine lad you are. Were I a touch younger, I'd consider running away with you. Reginald be damned. As you should be. I used to be quite the catch back in the day, you know. I didn't make it easy for Reginald to win me over, but he was always a stubborn man. It flattered me, that stubbornness. I should have listened to my mother when she told me a headstrong husband is just as bad as a lazy one. One does nothing, the other wants everything done his way. But I thought I knew better, and now, here I am. Every marriage has its ups and downs, especially one that's lasted as long as ours. We worked hard our whole lives, raised our children right. I had hoped for a little peace at the end of the road, but now they say the weirdness is coming, and my husband insists we stay. I know I don't have much time left, but there are better ways to die than in the fog. It is hard. I'm not saying it's not, but we wouldn't be begging for the kindness of strangers. We have a son in Burrow. He already wrote and said he'd take us in. But Reginald said no, and that was the end of it. Take care out there.
What do you want?
You really shouldn't have done that.
What do you want? Huh? Who goes there? You're not from round here, are you? Whatever you've got to say, I'm not interested. I'm not going anywhere. Love? Nah, it's a shithole. All my life I've watched it turn into a dump, and it only got worse without lordling at the helm. But I gave everything I had to this land. We've had good years, sure. But we've also had years when we went hungry for days so our kids wouldn't starve. The weirdness, just another storm to weather. Everything'll turn out fine in the long run. Mora's always been a worrywart. If anything goes awry, it's the end of the world for her. And don't even get me started on the nagging. Everything'll be fine. It always is, in the end. Besides, we won't be alone. Reese and Ida are staying, and they know how to work around the weirdness better than anyone. And you've been through many droughts in your life. If you had, you'd know there's nothing simple about them. You just stand there and watch your crops die, praying for rain that never comes, wondering if your children are strong enough to survive this one. And the fat years aren't much better. You grow tall crops, and then you gotta strain your ears for straw children skulking around at harvest, until the weirdness can make working the land any worse than it already is. And make sure it stays that way. And do what? Fart into a bench and mooch off my children? I'd rather die than become the kind of father who turns into a burden. As long as I can lift a hoe, I'll work the fields. And if I can't do that anymore, then what good am I? No, I won't become a useless old man. I'd rather keel over here and now. Huh. No fancy. Good, because I won't. Huh.
Just passing through?
Put that away before you regret it.
Well, if you want to buy eggs, go talk to the missus. Though consider yourself warned. You eat them at your own peril. No need to worry. The missus told me to say that to anyone asking after the eggs. Or grains, or veggies, or anything, really. So they know not to come crying if they find ears growing in unmentionable places. Not that it happens very often. Just, you know, what you see is what you get. And make my missus a widow? Ha! The whole area's full of monsters, and they sure ain't edible. We tried that once, and, well, let's just say we never tried it again. Pumpkins, you say? Oh, I don't know. Are you sure about that? Well, see, with most crops, you plant them in the weirdness, and maybe they turn out all right, or maybe they turn out weird-touched. But pumpkins, they're a whole different story. They bloody love the weirdness. Or the weirdness loves them. I'm not sure. Either way, they always end up weird-touched. If you're lucky, they'll just grow really big and make you see everything in orange. If you're not, they might grow teeth that eat your entire family. Aye, that's what I heard from old Frankie. May he rest in peace. He once saw it with his own eyes on an abandoned farm. Rotting pumpkins with bit of arms and legs sticking out of them. Still, Frankie took the seeds, because he wasn't one to let things go to waste. He gave some to me, but I've never been brave enough to plant them. Tore his foot on a rusted nail. Oh, and I'm telling you, lockjaw ain't pretty on anyone. But on Frankie, gave me nightmares for a week. Oh, I just don't like to throw things away. All right then, your funeral. That's gonna be a weird one, that's for sure. I see. You're with those Camelotians who want to run us out. We've already told your lot. We ain't going anywhere. If we die here, then so be it. And I ain't talking about it no more, so don't even try. Nothing wrong. Well, not at the moment. We'll see how the next crop comes in. It's been a bit hit and miss lately. The wheat was a nice surprise because, you know, it's the wrong season, and we were worried about the glowing. But it turned out to be perfectly good wheat. On the other hand, the turnips were not so good. We fed them to the pig as we always do, and it turned her inside out. Poor thing, eh? Maybe it's time to move the plots within the range of the weirdness repellents again. Aye, that we do. It was getting into the crops one way or the other, so why not use it, you know? You see, with the weirdness, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. But the good has saved us from starving to death. I ate potatoes that looked like pig hearts and carrots that tasted like what standing in a field in the middle of the night feels like. All perfectly nice food. I say, it's better to have a meal that's a tiny bit different than what you're used to, than not to have one at all. Aye, it may be. But it's not like we got a long stretch to live, the missus and I. We didn't want to just lie down and wait for death. And I bet we ain't the only ones. What else are folks to do in this blasted weather? All ready for winter, but winter won't come. And if winter won't come, neither will spring. The last normal harvest came and went ages ago. I'm telling you, if not for the weirdness, we'd all be dead by now.
You lost or what? Stay out of my way.
Come on. We can't sell Daisy. We're gonna need her.
What we're going to need is money. And she'll fetch a good price.
We still need to move somehow, don't we? She could pull the cart.
We have Clover for that. Look, I know how much this horse means to you, but I've already talked to Dinholm. He's willing to pay a lot of gold for her.
But what if we...
No, Gil. Enough. We're selling her, and that's that.